it's Kendra here. So today I filmed a talk through spring makeup tutorial for you guys. And today was the first time I ever filmed a talk through makeup tutorial. And it was a little bit weird at first because I'm not used to talking like directly to the camera while I'm putting on makeup at the same time. But it was something different and I came up with this look today. I really want to do something spring but still glam for me. And I came up with this neutral like glam eye with a bold lip. And I did try out the Kylie Cosmetics 22 lip color in this video, and you guys will see my thoughts on it when you watch the tutorial. But I do like how the entire look turned out. I went overboard on the highlighter, but I just feel like there's no spring makeup unless there's some glow going on. So I decided to pack on the highlighter on my cheeks and a little bit on my nose. And I didn't do any wing liner. Also, you guys know I'm obsessed with wing liner. That's like a part of like my go-to style when I do makeup. But today I decided to skip the wing liner and then just do only lashes with the eyeshadow today. So yeah, I hope you guys like how this look turned out, and I hope you also try it out. If you guys want to see this talk through tutorial and me doing this spring glam makeup, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I've already done my brows off camera and I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. A lot of you guys were asking to see a brow routine, so if you guys still want to see that, let me know and I can do that for you. So first I'm going to be priming my eyes with the Soft Ogre Paint Pot by MAC, and I'm using this brush. It's like a really dense dome brush to apply with it. I have no idea what the number of this is, but I think it's from the brand Crown Brushes. I'm almost certain that Morphe has one similar to it, but you can use anything. You can even use your fingers to apply this, but I just like to use a brush. And then I'll go back in and blend it out with my finger like so. Now I'm going to set that with the eyeshadow from MAC called Bamboo. I'm just going to dab that on there. I like to do this just because sometimes the paint pot tends to crease if you apply too much. I didn't apply too much, but I just like to do this step because I'm just OCD and I like to do things in a certain order. So I'm just going to set it anyway. Okay, so for my transition shade, I'm going to be taking Red Brick by MAC, and I'm using all MAC eyeshadows except for one in this tutorial just because they're easy access and anybody can get them. And also, I just found out that MAC eyeshadows like these went down in price. I think someone told me they were like $6 or something like that. They're cheaper than what they used to be, or $10. I don't know, don't quote me on either of those prices, but they're less than they were. So that's pretty good. And you guys know I'm obsessed with my MAC shadow, so you can get them for cheaper now. But yeah, I'm just going in with Red Brick, and this brush that I'm using is from Morphe. This is my favorite blending brush, and it is the M441 brush. I'm glad I can see that because I've been using this for a while, and usually like the name just comes off, but it's still on there, well, the number. So I'm just going to blend that into my crease. Doesn't have to be super neat as long as you blend it out nicely. And I'm going in windshield wiper motions. And the next color I'm going in with is Brown Script, and I'm going to apply that right underneath of Red Brick just to add some more dimension. And I'm also using a different brush for this. The number rubbed off, but this one is also from Morphe. It's just flatter on the side, but it is still like on the fluffy side. So I'm just going to use that. I'm just going to build that color up just because, like I said, I want to add some dimension to the look, and I think Red Brick complements Brown Script pretty well. And these colors complement any skin tone because they're warm, and for me personally, I think warm shades complement every skin tone. And I'm just going to go back in with the first blending brush that I used from Morphe and just blend those together. Okay, next I'm going to be going in with the color Ground Brown, and it's a really dark warm brown shade. It's like really deep. Sometimes it almost looks black, but not as harsh. So I want to make the look even deeper with this color, and I'm going to focus this on the outer part. I'm not going to go all the way in, but I'm going to go like toward the middle. And this was a different brush that I used also. I have no idea what the brand is. I'm almost certain it's from Morphe, but it's pretty similar to the brush that I used to apply brown script, but it's more dense and the bristles are longer. But I'm going to go back in with this brush that I used to apply brown script and blend out this ground brown color a little bit more. Okay, so now that I've blended those colors out, I'm going to go in with a lid color. And this is the only color that's not from MAC that I'm using. And this is Grandstand by Makeup Geek. And I'm going to just spray this brush. This is from Morphe and this is the G15. It's from their Gunmetal collection. I'm going to spray a little bit of primer water on the brush just because I want the color to be like extra intense. And the technique that I'm using, I'm almost patting it and kind of grazing it over the lid at the same time. I like to do both of those at the same time because you get the best color payoff that way. And then I'm going to go back in and do my brow bone. I'm going to go back in with Bamboo. I'm going to apply that to my brow bone. Now I'm just going to clean up the edges of the eyeshadow with a little bit of Bioderma. You can also use makeup remover or sometimes I just use a makeup wipe, but I ran out of makeup wipes, so I'm just going to use this with a Q-tip. So before lashes, I'm just going to apply some mascara, and this is a sample size of the Lancome Hypnose Drama mascara. This is like a sample size. It was a point perk at Sephora, and I've really been liking this mascara. Even though you guys know I love drugstore mascaras a little bit better, but this one is really nice. Okay, so the lashes that I'm using are the Koko lashes in the style Misha. And I'm not doing wing liner today because I'm trying to switch it up, and you guys know I love wing liner. But I'm going to just apply lashes without wing liner today, which can tend to be really difficult for me. So I have to take my time with these. Okay, so I'm going to move into my face for now, and I'm going to apply a primer first. This is the NYX Angel Bell Skin Perfecting Primer, and this is a really good drugstore primer. I got this from Ulta. I'm not sure what else you can get it from, but I got mine at Ulta, and this is a really good primer if you have oily skin like I do. It hasn't broken me out or anything like that, so it's really nice for drugstore, and I think it was like $12, something like that. I don't really remember specifically, but it wasn't too pricey. So I'm just going to apply that to my face. And then for my T-zone, I am going to go in with this Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in the mattifying one. So I'm just going to only apply that to my T-zone area because I get super oily here and it's really annoying. Mattifying primers are tricky. The key for them is not to rub and just to like pat like this, because if you rub, it creates like little balls. It rolls like into little balls, especially if you apply too much. Okay, so I'm going to be mixing both of these foundations. I'm going to be using the Lancome Tient Idole Ultra 24-Hour Makeup with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. I've been liking mixing these two because they create like the perfect foundation for me. This one is like really medium to full coverage, but I still like the finish. But this one is super full coverage and is really long lasting. So I'm going to mix both of these, and also this color of the Lancome one is more on the orange side, and then this one is more neutral. So that's another reason why I like mixing these. And I just pump it on my hand of each. And the brush that I'm using is the Sigma F80 foundation brush. And then I'm going to go in with the Beauty Blender. I like to do this sometimes just to blend it in a little bit better. I don't always do this, but I'm doing it today. Okay, so the concealer I'm using is the Kat Von D Lock It Tattoo Concealer. I'm just going to apply that under my eyes. And I'm just going to go in with this brush here. This is from BH Cosmetics. I'm not sure the name of it. It just says BH Cosmetics, and it's a dual-ended brush. And I like to go in with the larger side of the flat brush. And I'm just going to apply that under the eye. And I'm also going to apply that on my chin and my forehead and down my nose. And then I like to blend it out with this brush from Morphe. This is the G6. And then I'm just going to set that, and I do like to bake sometimes. I'm going to do that today. I'm not the best baker, but I have been liking the outcome of it lately. I like how the finish looks. It just looks more flawless. But what I do, I either go in with this kind of brush or a beauty blender. I'm going to use this e.l.f. brush. This is a small tapered brush from e.l.f. I like to spray my brush with some primer water from Smashbox and just dip that brush into the powder and tap it. And I'm going to apply that under the eye. See, it's not perfect, but it does the job for me. And while that's sitting, I'm going to go in and contour. And sometimes I just do bronzer after I apply powder, or sometimes I do like to go in with my Bobbi Brown foundation stick. So I'm going to do that. And I like to go above the ear and then do my jawline as well. I don't really do my forehead. I just go in with bronzer for my forehead, but I don't really contour it. And I've recently been really liking this brush from e.l.f. and it does not have a name on it, which is really annoying. It's just a fat kind of powder brush. It looks like a brush for bronzer, but I've been liking it to blend out this foundation stick from Bobbi Brown, and it's really soft. So I like this, and at one point I was using this one from e.l.f. because it was angled, so I assumed it was good for contour, but it doesn't blend as well as this one does. So this one is okay, but I do prefer this one. I think this is from one of the newer brush lines from e.l.f. and I'm really annoyed that there's no name on this brush because I really like it. So I'm just going to blend that out. And now I do go in with the beauty blender just to blend it out a tad bit more. Okay, now I'm going to brush this powder off my face, the translucent powder, and I just like to brush away from my face. Then I'm going to go in and set my entire face with this Smashbox Photo Filter Creamy Powder Foundation. I love this, but it's not that great for mattifying. It is good like coverage, but I prefer my Makeup Forever Duo Matte. But I just love the finish that this gives because it makes it look more flawless. But I did apply a mattifying primer, so that does help. So I just go around my whole face and set my entire face with this, even where I put the translucent powder that I wiped away. But I do avoid where I contoured because I'm going to go over that with bronzer. And the bronzer that I'm using is the Guerlain Terra-cotta bronzing powder. I'm obsessed with this bronzer. It's just like a godsend for me because I was searching for a really good bronzer for the longest time. And I'm using the NARS Idole brush with this. I have gotten some suggestions like at the drugstore. But with this, I'm just like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Because it took me so long to find this. So I'm just kind of like sticking to this for right now. Especially like with bronzers, I feel like people don't like to switch those up as often. Because it's hard to find good bronzers and contour products that look good on everyone. So it's like once you find it, you don't want to use anything else. I'm just going to blend that out with this brush from Morphe. This is the G7, just a big powder brush. So it won't be as harsh. And I do want to define my contour a little bit more underneath, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of that Laura Mercier translucent powder and just go underneath. We're just gonna leave that there for a couple of minutes. So I'm gonna move back to the eyes really quick, and I'm gonna be taking some of Ground Brown with this pencil brush. And I have no idea what the brand is, but it's just a regular pencil brush. And going under the lash line. And then I'm gonna apply some of Red Brick right underneath Ground Brown with the same brush. And then I'm just going to go in with some mascara on my lower lashes. This is bomb for lower lashes. Even though the brush is fatter, it still separates them really nicely. It's not clumpy or anything like that, so I really like this for the bottom lashes as well. So I've been liking this Lancome mascara a lot. I'm just going to brush away this translucent powder underneath. Next, I'm just going to go in with some blush, and this is in the color Raisin by MAC. I know I use this blush like way too much, but this is probably the best peachy blush for darker skin tones in my opinion, and I'm just obsessed with this blush. It's really hard to find blushes for me, in my opinion, that I like. I'm really picky when it comes to blush. This one is like holy grail status for me, so I'm just going to apply that to the cheeks. Next, I'm going to go in with two highlighters from Gerard Cosmetics. The first one is Dorothy, which is one of the newer ones. And then I'm going to go in with one of my favorites, which is Lucy. I'm using two because I want to be extra with the glow today. And this is a spring tutorial, and I think glowy makeup is necessary. This is Dorothy, and it's like a gold highlighter. In the pan, it looks more rose gold, but it goes on gold. It's really, really pretty. So this is the new one, like I said, and I've been loving it. So just gonna go on my cheeks with that. And this is a fan brush from e.l.f., by the way. And then put a little bit on my nose. And then this is Lucy. It's like a true rose gold, and it's super, super pigmented. This is probably one of like my top highlighters. Okay, I probably OD'd on the highlighter, but that's okay. We're just gonna go with it. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to apply a lip color, and this is the first time that I'm using 22 by Kylie Cosmetics, and this is one of her newer lip kits. I ordered it the first time she came out with this one, and I have not gotten around to using it until today, so I'm trying it out today on camera. So hopefully I like it as much as her original shade. And this is what the packaging looks like the rest of her packaging. I'm hoping this is not drying, because for me personally, with bolder colors, I've noticed that they're more drying just in general. And I'm not sure if that's because they want to get the pigmentation like of the bold formulas like right, and they can't really help that it's drying sometimes, because I've never worn a red lipstick or anything like that, or any kind of liquid lipstick that's like bold that's not drying. So if this is, then I wouldn't be surprised. But it is a pretty color. It kind of reminds me of Lady Danger by MAC, because it does have like an orange undertone. So hopefully that looks good on me. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going in with the lip pencil first. Okay, this is already very orange. Okay, I'm going to apply the liquid lipstick. Okay, this is super orange, and it's typically not what I would wear. It's definitely more red on other skin tones, but for me this is orange. So I need to put something over top of this that I would actually wear. So this is called Immortal by Gerard Cosmetics. I'm going to see how this looks over top. Okay, so this is the finished look. The camera cut off at the end. I think the battery died when I was applying this color, which is Immortal by Gerard Cosmetics. And my thoughts on the 22 shade by Kylie Cosmetics, I'm not that crazy about it. I actually thought it was going to be more red than it turned out to be on me. Literally, it was just like a super pale orange. It didn't do anything for my skin tone, in my opinion. So I definitely love her original shades that she first came out with way more than this one. I can't really judge the formula because I didn't wear it long enough, but definitely my faves are Dolce and True Brown K. Those are like the best colors she has, in my opinion. So those are my faves from Kylie Cosmetics. But I did discover a new favorite, which is this Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte in Immortal, like I said. So this color I'm obsessed with. It kind of reminds me of Ruby Woo by MAC. And it's not as drying as I assumed it would be because it is a liquid lipstick, but it does say Hydra Matte. So this is a newfound fave, and this is the first time I tried this on camera today. But overall, I do like how the makeup turned out. I did not know what I was going to do when I sat down today. I just got some eyeshadow colors and came up with this look. And I really like it. I think it's wearable but still glam at the same time. Like really springy but still like what I like. Because even when I do like a soft look, it still never turns out really soft. I still like some kind of glam in the look. So I really like how this turned out. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it somewhat interesting. This was my first talk through and I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see more talk through tutorials, and I will definitely do that for you guys. Even though it is more tedious than like a sit down tutorial and then do the voiceover, this does take a little bit more time. But if you guys did enjoy this one, then let me know if you want to see more. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys in the next one.